Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Steam Prison, and we are still in Adage's route, and I mean, there's no really chapters or anything, so we're kind of like in the middle? I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, we're accompanying him to the Sanctuary District, and yeah, we didn't see Elkreed in the last part. I started this and I'm like, let's see if I can go. Nah, fuck it. I'm going to talk about Elkreed the second we get in here. Just because I love him so much. If you came here expecting to not hear about him, I don't know who the fuck you're watching, but come on. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, right, and we're bringing a flower for Rylith and Merlot. We walked into the center of the Sanctuary District. Adage suggested we visit the place of Rylith and Merlot's death first to leave the flower. Shouldn't buying supplies be first on the list? It's alright. You can't carry supplies if you're carrying a flower. It's one flower and I have another hand. Besides, I want you to leave this behind you. Lives of little value in the depths. You won't last long if it keeps affecting you. That's kind of more what I was thinking. Shouldn't we do this first? I'm like, no, he wants to get this the fuck out of his way, is what it is. And this is the place. It looks like they took away the corpses. Why? It's much more humid here than in the Heights, and germs have an easier time. Leaving corpses lying around would spread disease and lead to epidemics, catastrophic ones. Some people have made it their job to remove corpses as a prevention measure, and they were the ones to take the bodies, I'd wager. I love how, in her mind, even though she came from the Heights, I get that this is vastly different. Somebody took the bodies. Why? Why the fuck would you leave them, you crazy bitch? Why? What? Oh, someone took the bodies. Why? Because you don't just leave dead people where they lay, dumb fuck. What the hell? Oh, there's a rat that died in my house. I guess I'll just leave it there? What? Gross! The fuck? Don't be stupid, Spacey. Stop it. I cannot handle the fact that you do not know what sex is because your mother didn't teach you this shit. But you should literally fucking know that leaving dead things lying around is like a bad fucking idea. Like, I don't know, you don't have to be like a doctor or a fucking rocket scientist to know that. I mean, Jesus. Like, why would you not just leave corpses here? Have you smelled this place? Yeah, do you want it to smell worse? No? Okay, then. That's why we take the bodies away. I mean, simple fucking logic. Oh my god. It's like, I get this angry like 2 seconds into playing this game, but like, good fucking lord. She asks stupid questions sometimes. I get it. When it's questions that seem stupid, but you're like, well, it's because everything in the Heights is different to the depths. And I get her not understanding that and like whatever. But she asks sometimes questions and you're like, and she's like, that was a stupid question. Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, look, we all ask stupid questions sometimes. When you're like, so like, is the sky blue every day? Don't you, have you ever looked at, yeah, I mean, okay, aside from like when it's gray out because of cloud. Yeah, you know, that was a dumb question. Like, so I kind of get it. Sometimes you're like, hey, it's just it's literally just for them to fuel the plot and like the conversation. But like, this is just, this is beyond like having a moment where you're like, yeah, that was a dumb question. Yeah, no. And she at least acknowledges she asked a dumb question and you're like, okay, brain fart. We all do this. This is literally just, why would someone take dead bodies away? Why would someone fucking leave them? I really wish Adage would have been a smartass and be like, why the fuck would someone leave dead bodies just rotting in the middle of the street? So that she could be like, yeah, no, I'm dumb. Like, I mean, Adage, you've done it every other time. I'm gonna need you to, like, continue pointing out when we're being dumb as fuck. Because that's just gross. It's just... I might be more bothered by this than her not knowing what sex is. I'm bothered by her not knowing about sex and baby making and shit like that only because, well, she's never really specifically come out and said it. I got that impression when I was reading about Finn's route, that she didn't understand this. That's really more, I'm disappointed in the Heights for not teaching you. It's not really her fault that she's that dense. It's a little creepy because then it's like you've got the mentality, I think 6-year-olds kind of actually know where babies come from. You don't. That's weird. Sorry, I need coffee, but that... Girl, you're a police officer. You shouldn't be this stupid. God. Overall, she's pretty good, though. But she has these moments where you're like, I was rooting for you to not be one of those MCs where you're like, why? How do you remember how to breathe sometimes? But she just literally asks sometimes the weirdest fucking question. Like, I I get it. They have to make her like, so the men folk have to lead her along and quote unquote rescue her from herself. Can we have a game where we're rescuing the men folk and they're like completely fucking useless instead of us being useless? Because I would just feel better about myself that way. But like, she's actually like fairly strong and independent. She's a little wishy-washy, but I mean, like, her parents were murdered and she's been thrown in this situation, and I think any of us would mostly be curled up in a ball crying and feeling sorry for ourselves, so she's doing better than I would be in this situation. But, like, then they throw stuff like this in and you're like, why? She was such a good character, and you literally just made her a fucking moron. This is not a difference between heights and depths. This is like, you can't... Do the heights just leave their bodies lying around? And then Adage is like, well, I mean, because like in the heights, I guess it's fine to just leave corpses. What? No, why are you being stupid? All right, we've spent more time on this than anything else. We gotta move on, but holy crap, every once in a while the game does this to me, and I'm like, why aren't we this? I don't know. It's just... Moving on. Okay, we already read that some people have made it their jobs. Okay. You see... And now there's only blood left. I mean, that's kind of gross too, but... And the blood will vanish in time as well. And then they'll fade from everyone's memory and be gone forever. Not mine, Adage! They won't. I put the flower where they had lain and whispered, I will remember. They won't disappear. I won't let that happen. Good for us. We're good people. A little dumb, but... Are you going to live in the past? No, that's not what I... The past is the reason we stand where we are now. Losing others is sad, but no reason to forget them. See, and then she has moments like this where Adage is like, you're just going to live in the past. No, but you don't just forget people that you love just because they're not around anymore. We learn from the past. If we forgot the past, we'd be doomed to repeat it. Hello? Again, Adage, why are you being stupid? Why is everyone stupid? I get it, it's really more he's a fucking robot than him being dumb, but... I'm sorry. That must have sounded presumptuous, but I mean it. I grieve for my parents, for Rylith, for Merlot, but I won't look away from the present. I am who I am because of them. That's so childish. You're an ignorant little kid. No, you're just a fucking stone-cold asshole robot. I still love you, but not as much as Elgrade. As you live here, your feelings of grief will fade. I'd be interested in seeing you try to keep the grief alive. Okay, he's not wrong. Grief does fade. You will have moments where you'll be like, oh my god, that really hurts. But for the most part, you're not sad every fucking day. Grief fades, but that doesn't mean you forget the people that you've lost. You know what I mean? Like, there are some days where she's might be like, oh yeah, Rylith and Merlot, we had good times. And it doesn't hurt. And the memories are happy, or they're just there. And maybe your emotional state is just stationary. And then there's going to be other days where you're like, oh man, I just feel really bad that they're gone. And like, that's just normal human. Like, but he's literally acting like you just, what? Who's Rylith? Merlot? Who are they? Like, that's not how it works. I know you're a robot, but Jesus. Well, best of luck with that. Adage. You put the flower here. Let's go. All right, I'm coming. Rylith, Merlot. Rest in peace. I will be back. And you don't have to visit, like, the graves of dead people to remember them. You know what I mean? Like, that's a thing that some people do that makes them feel better. You don't have to do that. Like, you don't have to feel guilty, like, oh, my grandma died and haven't been to her grave in, like, 5 years. It's okay. Grandma will forgive you. You still remember her. You know what I mean? But it's kind of curious to what happened in Adage's life that he's like, you just forget everything in the past. Like, look. We've all had those traumatic moments where we're like, I'm just going to block everything out and pretend that didn't happen. But, like, that's not healthy. Sometimes, maybe, but in a lot of cases, it's not healthy. You need to, like, work through your problems, and I don't think he works through goddamn fucking shit. So, anyway. It was the early afternoon. In contrast to the night before, the sanctuary district was teeming with people. It lacked energy compared to the heights, but I had come to accept that. The smell and the dampness that I had so resented no longer troubled me. Human beings can get used to anything, huh? I was impressed by the human ability to adapt and overcome adversity. Adage pulled on my sleeve. Not that way. This way. Which way? Adage led me over towards several side street sellers. There are vendors here. I didn't know that. I remembered walking around in search of a job for a long time, but I had never found these shops. The sanctuary district was enormous. The shop. Adage had stopped in front of... That's a lot of weeds. They're not weeds. These are medicinal herbs. I grind them down to turn them into medicine. And she's like, oh, I plucked all those. I see. Doctors do a lot of different things. And he's like, wait a minute, what do you mean weeds? And she's like, nothing. Didn't pluck all those. In the Heights, an apothecary would do this for me. But here I have to do it myself. Oh! The shopkeeper sounds like a lady instead of a dude. Instead of like, oh, hey! Oh, hey, my sweet Adage! He was apparently known to the shopkeeper. Adage gestured and said he wanted the usual.
The usual, he says. It's very difficult getting it, you know. 2 years ago was a lot better. But complaining isn't going to help us, is it? Makes me sad, though.
I was exiled 2 years ago. I'm the wrong guy to talk about the good old times.
Yes, that's true. Still, it was better back then. The previous commander of the Hounds was really nice.
Enough banter. Will you sell me my goods?
Whoops! All right, wait a moment.
The previous commander, Sashin wasn't in charge then? And they changed 2 years ago. I don't know why. Sashin probably fucking murdered them. I see, but... My sweet Adage? Shut up. What an interesting thing to call you. Shut up. Don't think about it. I fucking love it because he's not even nice. Like the shopkeeper's like, my sweet little Adage. And he's like, God, can we stop with the small talk? Just give me my shit.
You're so adorable.
It's old people think salty people are kind of funny. I mean, I know I'm salty and old, so I think I'm kind of funny.
Here you go. Who's the cute girl?
She's...
Oh, she must be your girlfriend. There you go, Adage. Nice one.
He's just like, the fuck? Girlfriend? Girlfriend was, to me, a synonym of fiancé. Adage and I were being mistaken for a pair? Okay, so she's smart, so she gets it. Okay. I'm sorry, but that isn't correct. I'm not his girlfriend. Yes, she's not my girlfriend. She's my wife. Yes, I'm not as good... What? What? That came... I mean, legit, though. I'm with her on the what? That came out of nowhere. She's not my girlfriend. She's my wife. What? Ruh-roh, Raggy. What the fuck just happened? Oh my god, look at how sweet he looks at us. That face is adorable. Look, I don't hate Adage. He's not Elcreed, okay? He'll never be Elcreed. But I do enjoy him, because he's the robot. And, you know, I love it. But, what are you talking about? I'm his assistant. Play along. Deny vehemently. Oh, hell fucking no! I'm not your wife. Play along, obviously. But, like, I have no idea what this is about. He must have a motive. Yes, I'm his wife. I was a very good liar, and I had no idea what I was supposed to be lying about either.
Is something wrong?
Spacey is easily embarrassed. She isn't like that when we're alone, but it's cute, right? You'll be going to the store again. Remember where it is. Adage patted me on the head. I have no idea what he's planning. I do love the way he looks at he looks in that. Just the look on his face is like, it's so sweet. And you're like, my sweet Adage, and you're giving me this look and I'm your what? What the fuck? Is there drugs being pumped through the air in that store? When we walk out and he's like, what? And you're like, do you not remember what happened in the store? And he's like, what happened? And you're like, oh my god, she's drugging you. Holy shit. He's like, I don't understand why I keep buying weeds. Why are there always so many weeds in the garden? Because he plants them. She's like,
I sell that doctor weeds all the time. He's an idiot.
Because literally she's pumping the fucking place full of drugs. I mean, I'm saying, because like, I don't understand what the hell just happened. I love it, but I don't understand it. I'm sure we'll get an excuse from him. Oh, I just wanted to fluster you. You just wanted to see if I would deny it, or if I was into you. I see the con. I see the con going on here. He's like, she's my Let's do it to tease you because you're funny when you're flustered. Just like throwing a lizard in my face. You know? He's going to use that and pretend. And it's really just like, he's like, but if I say that you're my wife and she agrees with me, then maybe she's kind of into me. And it's like Jesus Christ adage. Stop going around in circles and just ask. Spacey wouldn't know if she was interested in him anyway, but I know we're interested in him. It's okay.
There, that should be all. Good luck, my sweet adage.
Thanks. Adage took the paper bag from the shopkeeper, handed it to me, and paid. Follow me. We're leaving. Goodbye!
Bye-bye! See you again!
Adage walked very quickly, and I had difficulty keeping up. I had to run to catch up with him. Adage, what was that about? What do you mean? What just happened? You calling me your wife, and so on. We aren't married. I know that, but this is easier for us, that's all. Easier? Adage stopped, pulled me over to the side of the road. Once there, he pushed me against the wall and stared down at me. Okay, I mean, alright, so you're not Elkreed. You will never be Elkreed, but you have literally just secured your place at the top of the pack somewhere. You might be tied with Ulrich for, like, space number 3. Elkreed is number 1 and number 2. Technically, Elkreed is also number 1, 2, and 3. He's the top 3, but 3rd place is tied with Ulrich, right? Adage might be tied in there for 3rd place, too, because he just pushed us up against a wall. So, we know that's the thing that I like, so... He's the robot character, which I like, and you just push me against a wall, which I like, and if I got a CG of this, I'd like it a little bit better, but I can imagine it. It's good enough. What's wrong? This makes it easier for me to talk to you. Pinning me against a wall. Please insult me while we're here. That's my kink, I guess. Adage ran his fingers through his hair as he spoke. You're my assistant. That won't change, all right? Yes? But we need to tell them that we're married, all right? What? Shut up. Be quiet. You're being too loud. He's calling literally my ass out right now, because, like, I am loud. I'm sorry, but, telling them we're married? That's not good. Why? Because it's a crime, isn't it? You can't be married without official permission, or even call yourself that. It's a crime in the Heights, but not here. The Sanctuary District allows whatever relationships you want. But, is it really accepted? She's like, really? So I could have dated Rylith? And he's like, yeah, wait, what? And you're like, damn it! You're like, so Elkreed and Ulrich could be a thing, and I could have literally... I mean, we know this from their route, and this is news to her in this particular, you know, version of the space-time continuum. It's not what I was going for, but you know what I mean. Anyway, this reality here, that's what I was looking for. There you go. Anyway, but I still want our little throuple, so, like, we could have Adage on the side. He's a doctor, he comes to visit. Like, we can just, I'll pay the doctor. Yeah, I'll pay the doctor. Don't make me read that. He gets paid by cuddling, right? Because that's fine. Maybe making out a little bit, but, like, nothing else. Anyway. Again, as long as I don't have to read it. Whatever happens in your imagination stays in your imagination, and I don't want to read it. Anyway. Does it really matter? There's no law against it. Maybe, but you're from the Heights too, right? He's like, yeah, but this place is so much better. I can do whatever I want. Yes, so? Then how can you talk about that so easily? Doesn't this scare you? Some people are like you and can't accept it immediately, but they get used to it, and so will you. Wow, I really don't understand. I don't like having freedom. Please put me in a cage. I feel like she would go really well with Toma, because he'd be like, I'm putting you in a cage for your own good, and she'd be like, thank you, I need... Whew, can't handle the freedom. And I feel like that would be what we'd get in the Sashin route, and she'd accept it, and I'd be mad, but also I want it. I don't... Look, we've had this conversation before and I don't get it. I don't get myself. I want to play Amnesia Memories again, just to go through Toma's route and see if I literally hate him, or if I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with this. But at the same time, hating Toma is just a thing, and I don't want to ruin that. Help me understand, please. Love is outlawed in the Heights, but not here. Yes? And you want to be married to me. Why is that? I don't want to be married. I just want it to look like that. If the people here see a man and a woman together, they'll assume they're a pair. If they're not, they'll make fun of them. Well, that's retarded. Like, what the fuck is that about? They'll make fun of them. Are we fucking 12? Being made fun of wastes my time. I want to tell them we're married. That's all. Oh, is he talking about, like, the teasing that the
Oh, she's your girlfriend. That's so cute. Oh, Anna has a girlfriend.
Like, again, what are we, fucking 12? I don't even think 12-year-olds are this dumb. Like, you've got, like, people, like, adults that are like, oh my god, they're gonna, like, hold hands and they're dating. Like, again, what the fuck kind of elementary school bullshit is this? Wow. I think he's full of shit. I think he just wanted to say if we would agree to marry him because he's secretly in love with us and he just can't admit it to himself. I'm going with that because, like, I can't believe that adult people are this stupid. Like, the teasing part. I think it's more like the cute little old shopkeeper. Like,
oh, she's your girlfriend. That's so cute.
And he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I don't feel like explaining. No, she's just my assistant. Sure, she's just your assistant. Like the little, like, old lady teasing. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about, but he just phrased it really stupidly. Why are you hesitating? You were a police officer, right? Didn't you pretend to be married when you infiltrated criminal organizations or whatever? You're 18, so I'm sure you had a fiance at least. Why is this so hard for you? I don't think I ever had to... Back it up. Beep, beep. Infiltrated criminal organizations? I literally wandered around and just did nothing. That was my job. Actually, doesn't sound like a bad job. I was a rank 1 officer. They only gave me small, unimportant jobs. And nothing like that. And also, I highly doubt that there's criminal organizations in the Heights. I don't... Like, you can't blink at the wrong time. You yawned in church, you get sent to the... I don't think you have time. I don't think anybody has the time to create a criminal organization, is all I'm saying. Besides, I've never heard of anybody pretending they were married for investigations. Also, what's a criminal organization? Tom over there got sent down here because he yawned in church. Nobody has the time to plan a criminal empire. Like... he was gonna, but then he accidentally yawned, and now everything's go through all the kinks in the works. I mean, seriously? Criminal organizations. Maybe our fiance's dead, because, you know, he would know how to skirt the law and just throw everybody else in jail except for himself, so. Huh. I guess I can chalk that up to novels being novels, then. Novels? Yes, crime novels were popular when I was studying to be a doctor. Like a police officer falling in love with the female criminal. A police officer? In love? Did they allow those books? So funny. Of course not. And they were all printed and sold in secret away from the eyes of the censors. And now we know why Adage is here. And you read them? Of course. If it's outlawed, you have to read it. Kind of fucking love that about him. He's like, yeah, if they ban the books in school, you have to go to the fucking library and read it. Like, I mean, how else would we all know black magic via Harry Potter, right? No, you don't look like a bad man, but apparently you were. Oh my god. Oh god. You're just too pure, that's all. Most people did just about as much as I did. Anyway, are you gonna play along with this? I'm listening, Spacey. Can I refuse this? Of course not. Then what can I do except nod? Nothing. I'm waiting for you to nod, and you're wasting my time. So start nodding. All right, I accept. Good, thanks. We're just pretending, but sealing a marriage with just a few sentences is so... He was now my... You're turning red. What are you imagining? Nothing? I'm not so sure. We're buying food supplies now. This way. Okay. He pushed this on me so suddenly, but it still made me think about him differently. Our relationship had changed. Yeah, we're kind of sort of not exactly married, just pretending to be married. But in her head, she's like, we sealed our marriage. It's not fucking real, Spacey. Jesus. This feeling will pass. It's like the time I came to the depths. I just have to get used to it. It's literally like me right now being like, okay, so like I'm a lesbian right now. I date girls. I told myself to get over it a few more times. Actually, I'm not really a lesbian and I don't actually date girls, but see how I just pretended I did for like 30 seconds? That's all you're doing, Spacey. Doesn't make you actually fucking married to adage. It just means you're just telling people you are just for the ease of things. Just like I told people I was a lesbian. I'm not actually a lesbian. Didn't make me one for 30 seconds. Not at all. Did not absolutely change my sexuality just by saying it. Doesn't make you actually married. Okay. Anyway. But again, you red band books? You heathen. I mean... The Heights is like a weird-ass fucking cult. I told myself to get over it a few more times. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like her like, what? We're married? And we're like, shocked at it because of how she grew up in the Heights. So I get that, but it's kind of funny and amusing. But at the same time, it's like, just, you're pretending. Doesn't mean you're actually married. I'm going to need you to be able to figure out the divide there. Like, I get it still being weirded out about pretending to be married so casually, because that would have been totally wrong in the Heights, but, well, now we're married. Not for realsies. I need you to know where to draw the line. That's it. We set off for the market. I was still confused by Adage's actions. We were headed toward the liveliest part of the sanctuary district, and it was crowded when we arrived. I didn't think about the produce they have for sale when I was here the last time. I enjoyed looking at the food, imagining what could be done with it. Thank you for everything you did, Dr. Adage. Yeah, good to see you well. The people we passed by occasionally stopped Adage to talk to him. They spoke for a moment before they said goodbye, and the process repeated. Dr. Adage, they were your patients. Yeah, I'm not their personal doctor, though. I see. Oh, yes? What about the one who called you Sweet Adage? Forget about it. Don't ask me again. What's your relationship? Nothing. She's taking a liking to me, apparently, and so that's what she calls me. I figured she was an old lady, but maybe she's like a younger woman. Oh, this is your wife! She's gonna cry herself to sleep now. I figured she was an old lady, and she was just teasing him like,
My sweet little Adage, oh, I was 30 years younger. Grandma Spacey thinks you're cute.
You know. I see. Sweet Adage. Don't call me that. Okay, my cute Adage. She's like, if I'm gonna be fucking uncomfortable, so do you. Look. Oh, Dr. Adage, hello! Hello? Oh, who's she? Oh, and this one is... Adage stopped talking. I could tell that he wanted me to finish the introduction. It was his revenge on me for calling him sweet and cute. Introduce myself fluently, mumble an introduction, say nothing. Introduce myself fluently, I would think would be the right thing. Yeah, okay. I haven't accepted it at all, but I figured that I only had to say it out loud a few times to get used to it. I bowed to the woman. I'm Spacey. I'm Adage's wife. Oh my! Doctor, you've married! Yes, just the other day. The other day? Not like 10 minutes ago. Congratulations on your marriage. Here, take this. The woman handed me something wrapped in paper from her basket. Inside the wrapping was a little flask. What is this? Night medicine. Good luck, Adage. Adage, who was she? And what is this? She works a night shift and this is a tonic. You won't need it. Adage took the bottle from me and put it away. But you need it, Adage? It's a night tonic. She's like, it'll make you pass out so you don't have to deal with the sex. Oh no. I'm just gonna take this and you do whatever you need to do, honey. I'm just gonna, like, not be here while you do it. Like, that's horrible. Oh, God. Oh, that's funny. And we'll see about that. Oh, come on, let's keep shopping. Hey, wait! Or it's a night tonic. It's like... it's like sexy potion. Like... It's the steampunk version of Viagra. Take this! Does it work on women, too? I don't know. You're well known here in the marketplace. And doctors typically are. Also, I have money. I see. Makes me feel a little prouder to be your assistant. Knowing someone is no reason to feel proud. And not to mention... Adage turned to me and pinched my nose. Huh? Out here, you're my wife. Get that straight. Okay. I'm sorry. Wife. Adage's wife. I kind of like it, though. Because I love him. He's a robot, but I kind of enjoy his route. Look, I don't love him as much as El Creed when I say I love him. I just want to make sure that that's clear. Like, there's no competition here. If El Creed literally showed up now, Adage would be fucking in a car. I would just literally push him into a car and be like, I'm not his wife. No. Do you need one? But while we're in Adage's route and El Creed is nowhere near us, I love Adage, so it's fine. But, I'm a flip fucking faster than he fucking flips flapjacks the second El Creed shows up. All I'm saying. He told me to get my story straight, but that wasn't so simple for me. I certainly didn't expect to be caught up in a marriage down here. It was a fake marriage, yes, but it was still a lot to get used to. I followed Adage around the marketplace, pondering what I should do. It's especially hard to get used to when marriages were arranged for you, they're basically agreements, there's no love involved, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden you're down here and he's like, oh yeah, no, it's fine, you can love whoever you want, we're married now, and you're like, wait, what? Like, you just had that bomb dropped on you that, like, it's totally cool to love and marry whoever the fuck you want, and you're, like, trying to process that while also pretending you're someone's wife. This is a lot, I get it. I get it's a lot for her to process at once. By the time we had all the supplies we needed, it had grown dark. We had a simple meal from the market and returned home. We bought so many things. I put 2 large bags of supplies down on the table and took a deep breath. Adage put down the supplies he was carrying as well inside. This is where I'd be asking him, okay, so like, if I'm ever there by myself, as soon as I leave this house, I'm your wife. But while we're here just alone, assistant, in front of other people or out in public, wife. I just want to make sure where the divide is. Because what if I'm alone and Sir Inez and I are talking? I shouldn't be like, no, I'm just pretending to be his wife. I still need to keep up the charade. Is that what we're doing? I just need to know. I need the logistics. She needs the logistics because she's going to fuck this up at some point. You know it. And it's going to be like the death of us. I don't know. Adage put down the supplies he was carrying as well inside. And we need enough for both of us. But it's odd. I don't understand why you have so much money. I murder people for it. What? Nothing. I remove the organs from the corpses here and sell them on the black market. I'm kidding. The organs of the living would be a different matter, but the ones from corpses are worth nothing. The real answer is that I'm a doctor. That you're a doctor? Very strange. I haven't seen you treat very many people since I became your assistant. He's like, no, I usually just pull bullet wounds out of fucking El Creed and then we're fine. I saw only a few patients come and go while I plucked weeds. Only a handful of people came. I'm surprised you can live off that. He's really good at fucking budgeting. I can live well. Most of my revenue comes from treating patients outside the sanctuary district. Medical training is apparently a lot better in the Heights. A lot of patients are willing to pay large sums to be treated by me. I mean, I would assume so, probably, yeah. Like, the Heights is supposed to be like the glorious rich people's society. It's a weird-ass fucking cult, but benefits of way better medical facilities and everything than the people that were left to die in the flood. That had to kind of pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? If you think about that, here's your society. Woo, living their life. Oh no, this big flood is coming. Let's take all the best people and throw them on the fucking ark. And now they're up in the Heights and everybody else dies. And then, okay, you might have had some people who stayed, who were smart and whatever, but they're starting from scratch in a ruined fucking society without the medical equipment, without any of the medicine and everything. And they gotta basically build up from nothing. Where the people in the Heights had all the fucking knowledge and had all the fucking supplies and had all the shit to keep going. So of course, it's literally like the people in the depths were starting from square one, and the people in the Heights are starting from square 101. It's a fucking difference. Of course the people in the Heights are going to be better doctors. You know, I'm sure that there's people in the depths that are close to catching up, you know what I mean? Because they've got to, like, maybe they're racing faster, they're trying harder, and there's always going to be a point where the people in the depths are going to maybe surpass the people in the Heights because they're cushy and their loftiness and they're not trying as hard, where the people in the depths are trying harder and progress, whatever. I mean, things are going to change, but like, just in the general sense, yeah, the people in the heights had all the advantages while the people in the depths were like, so like, I'm not dead. That's great. What the fuck? We got to build our house. They didn't have time to be doing medical advancements when they're trying to rebuild their fucking society. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, so the people in the depths, I hate the fucking people from the heights, but I'm gonna go to their doctors because, like, they're, like, better at this shit. I'm like, chances are I'm not gonna die. Like, I mean, I get it. I get the logic behind it, so. And they pay far more than the patients in the sanctuary district, who might charge a perfunctory amount. You see, you're a nice doctor when you're here in the sanctuary district. But not a lot of patients actually come to you from the sanctuary district, do they? I moved out here precisely so they wouldn't swarm the place, idiot. I don't want to line outside my house because I'm the only friendly doctor in the district. The fewer people who know me, the better. He began to fill a cupboard with food supplies. I hurried over and helped. How thoughtful. Of course, I'm your... I couldn't go on. It was too difficult to say. He's like, assistant? And you're like, I'm just really confused where the line is, Adage. Assistant. Here, you're my assistant. Oh, right. Yes, your assistant. That's going to get confusing for her. I looked at Adage as he put the supplies away and thought about the concept of marriage. In the Heights, I was always thinking about how to dodge marriage, so I'm just so confused. She's like, two. I didn't ever want to be married, and now all of a sudden I'm in a sham marriage? The fuck? We ate. In silence, I was still thinking about marriage. And just as before, I didn't know what this meant for me. I simply felt a vague unease. I regretted that I'd never talked to my mother about what it meant to be married. I mean, again, your mother should have kind of forced that conversation on you, because this is where all of a sudden I just feel like the Heights is a fucked up weird cult thing. They didn't tell you what to expect. Your mother should have been like, look, I know you don't want to get married, but here's the thing. You need to fucking know this shit. You're 18, you should know this shit. Like, 10-year-olds know this shit. You should fucking know this shit. Kids in Merlot probably could have been like, all right, Spacey, I'm going to sit you. Spacey, I'm going to sit you down and we're going to have a sex ed talk. And like, I just feel like Merlot giving us the sex talk is just fucking weird, but that's probably how it would have worked. Like, I'll have to ask about things I don't know. Oh my god. Can we have that conversation with Adage? Because it's going to be so fucking awkward and he's going to be like blushing and being like, I can't believe I have to explain this to you. Adage, may I ask something? Sure. What is it? I looked at him slowly eating his stew and spoke slowly. What do married people do exactly? I just want him to choke. Yeah. That's the what do married people do? What? Oh my god. This is the reaction I wanted, and I love it so hard. Are you okay? My throat. Water. Adage had already drained his cup. I passed him mine. That weird question sure startled me. Was it weird? I don't see how. I just asked about marriage. Adage, what is it that makes married people married? What do they do? Do you really want to ask me that? Yes, I only have you to ask. He's like, this is fucking awkward. And it was you who told me that we're married. He's really going to be like our mom. He's going to tell us and give us a sex talk and be like, thanks, Mom. Because I feel like my mom should have told me that and she didn't. So you really are like my mom, Adage. This is fucking weird. That's true. But it's just for show. Why do you need to know? But that's exactly why I need to know. I need to understand a real marriage so I can play at a false one. He's like, okay, there's things in a real marriage that we are not doing in a false one. Because nobody is going to be witness to that, so it's fine. A real marriage, huh? Look at the look on his face. His face is like, do we really have to have this conversation? You started this Adage. This is your payment for traumatizing us with forcing us into a fake marriage that we don't know anything about. Now you have to explain sex to us. Great. This is fun. I love this. Anyway. You don't know? I do, but it's hard for me to explain because I know how you'll react. But please tell me. I asked the question and I can accept the truth. Oh, no, you can't. Lewd things. Very lewd things. I like how he's just lewd things. Lewd. Lewd in what way exactly? What? I have to start at the very beginning for our little noble princess here? What does my nobility have to do with it? I don't know. Maybe you're just clueless. I mean, yes. Didn't you read porn books in school? What are those? Oh, God! I'm sure they were banned, Adage, and you know that I'm, like, so fucking, like, innocent and squeaky clean that you know that I wouldn't have. Immoral books. They're all outlawed. Reading them is a crime. And this is why no one knows what's... Oh, God. Oh, God. This is so fucked up. Society is so fucked up. But this is funny. This makes this hilarious. Outlawed books? Of course I didn't. You must have been a delinquent in school. No, he was just a teenage boy. Not really. It was pretty typical. Again, if you're a teenage boy, I doubt a lot of teenage girls were reading them, but you never know. Anyway, married couples do obscene things. Do you understand the word obscenity? Yes, I do. I like how he's going, it's obscene and lewd. Adage, I think you have a very, very fucked up opinion of sex. And I feel bad for you also, because you grew up in the Heights, and you read porn books when you were in high school like a typical teenage boy, but also you think the sex is obscene and lewd. I mean, it's obscene if you're doing it in public, but, like, it just on your own, it's a... Oh, man, the Heights is a fucked up situation. Okay, all right, you know what, Adage? I'm going to call Elcreed up. He's going to come over and have the talk with us, and he'll spin it in a way where it's actually quite fun, and you should try it. Obscene! I mean, maybe some of the things I try, but whatever. Like, I mean, we need Elcreed here to help us through this, because she doesn't know, and Adage thinks it's obscene. It's gonna make the actual wedding night, when we really fall in love with them, fucking awkward as shit. And there is a part of me that wants to read that just because it's gonna be hilarious, but also I don't want to, because you know I don't like the moaning and slurping and the... okay, I don't want to have to read that stuff, but at the same time I want to read just the awkwardness and, like, where they're fumbling and trying. He's like, this is so obscene, and she's like, I don't understand what do we do? Elcreed's through the door. Do I have to be here? This is weird. Even for me. Like, you know what, just let that scenario run through your head, because it's fucking hilarious. Anyway. Yes, I do. Really? Yes, I arrested a few men on obscenity charges for baring their lower body. Okay, so at least they showed their lower body. They showed their male appendages? Okay, so at least she knows what that is. Or maybe looks like. Or at least it's her... I don't know. No. Yeah, that's obscenity too, I guess. Wow, you're an extreme case. Wears me out. It wears you out? Don't give up, please. I want to know. Okay. I'll say it in the simplest way I can. Married couples have sex and have children. She's like, yeah, no, married couples have kids, but what does sex have to do with it? Oh, dear God! Sex. What? We're going to have sex? Okay, so she knows what sex is. So she knows what it is. Okay. Maybe it should, but she just... But, well, here's the thing. What do married couples do? They have sex. We're going to have sex? It sounds like she knows what sex is, but don't you think that she would know that married couples have sex? If she knows what sex is, she would probably know that it's not something that normal people do. Well, okay, and down here, it's something that Elcreed does on a regular basis. But, like, in the Heights, people wouldn't have sex, so she would know. Like, I'm confused as to how she can understand what the word sex means. Obviously, she knows what have children are, because people have children, and she knows what... Maybe she didn't know how to happen, but she knows what sex is. But she didn't know that married people have sex? And I had to ask. I'm confused as to how the fuck that is even possible. Like, or, like, she's like, I know what the word... I've heard the word. I've heard people have sex, but I don't know what it means. What does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? I'm so confused. Are you as confused as I am? Because I'm fucking confused. This is great, though. No. I told you it's a fake marriage. Is your memory only 6 seconds long like a goldfish? Actually, goldfish remember things longer than that, so we're dumber than a goldfish, actually. I'm sorry. But that's good. I have no knowledge about any of that, so I wouldn't know what to do if you desired me. I don't desire you. Don't worry. You're a little kid. I mean, actually not wrong here, mentally, kind of like a little kid. Anyway, that's what married couples do. Other people are going to interpret us like that, so be ready for it. Okay? Really? Do you really understand? If you really want to know, then no, not really. But I understand the gist of it. The gist? You really did grow up in the most sheltered possible environment. Actually, marrying you would probably be a real pain. I had to decide and open one of the cupboards. I mean, I can't disagree with him there, but also at the same time, there are some men that would probably be like, wait, so you don't know... Awesome, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Be like, no, this is normal. I don't think this is normal, Toma. I don't think normal people put their wives in a cage. Yeah, no, everybody does it. I'm just saying. The fact that she doesn't know these things could get her into real trouble, and, like, some real scumbags could take advantage of that. Which is why Elk Creed is perfect, because he'd be like, oh, sweetie, it's okay. I'll show you everything. He's like, all right, so... He'd be, like, whipping out the Karma Sutra books, like, okay. So first we're going to try that, then we're going to do that. And she'd be like, I don't think my leg can do that. And he's like, it'll be fine. We'll work on it. Like, yoga, we'll do it. Like, I feel like if you didn't know anything about sex and you wanted to learn, Elk Creed would be a really good person to learn from. That's all I'm saying. Because I just feel like he'd be very enthusiastic about teaching you everything. Not just like, ha, this is what I like. But he'd just be like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. We're going to have so much fun together with it. You know. Whereas I feel like Ulrich would be the one like, no. Hey, yeah, blowjobs, that's all sex is, exactly. Nope, no, you're not supposed to have any fun with this. It's just about me. You know, because he's an asshole. All right, he'd probably be better than that, but I'm just saying there's going to be guys like that. You know? And Sasha would be the one who, like, Tomas us and puts us in a fucking cage and beats us and tells us that's fucking normal. I'm just saying, there's all different types, and Elk Creed would be the best one to teach you about sex. Fight me. I'm not wrong. Adage would be the one who's like, you just, forget it. Like, we've been married for 10 years. Can we have sex like ever? He's like, no, it's just such a pain in the ass to try to explain it to you. Adage is a little bit like me. Like, you know what? This is like the effort, or, you know what? Fuck it. We're fine. We don't need to ever have sex. It's okay. I don't feel like dealing with the effort. Like, we would never find out what sex is if we married Adage. It's going to be a very painful route. It's funny as hell, though. Anyway. I had to decide and open one of the cupboards. I love it. Here, you can have this. What is this? A cookbook. I bought it when I came here to cook for myself. Adage, if you have a cookbook, why is your cooking so bad? I literally thought he was going to give us like a porn book. Like, he's like, here, it's got diagrams. Okay, when we actually, now I just know when we actually fall in love with Adage, he's going to be like, all right, here, I'm going to need you to study this. Because I don't feel like explaining it to you, so I expect you to study this hard on your own. You're like, but okay. Like, just so he doesn't have to help. He's absolutely going to give us a fucking porn diagram book. That's just canon now in my head. Anyway. Shut up. I told you that I don't care about the taste. If it sustains me, that's enough. But you won't shut up about the taste. So read that and memorize it. If you don't want my food, learn from that book and make food yourself. All right. Thank you, Adage. It's like, can I cook? No. And then he's finally like, here, just fucking learn to cook. Oh my god, you're treating me like a wife. Wait, that's kind of fucked up. Whoa, bitch. Well, okay, but at least he doesn't expect us to do the cleaning, because he's like, I like doing that, don't you touch it. But I'll let you cook. Cool. You're welcome. I'm gonna make some medicine now. You go to sleep. All right. Good night, Adage. Yeah, good night. We're gonna get Adage perspective. She's way too clueless. We're teenagers like that when I was one. I mean, she's only like 7 years younger than you, right? 8. He's 26, right? 8 years. Yeah, it's 8 years. A cookbook. Perhaps I'd be able to escape my weeding duties if I mastered cooking. I thought that said wedding duties at first, and I was like, wait, what? But I was probably going to have to do both. Being able to increase my workload sounded like a thrilling prospect to me. I sat down on the sofa and put the book on my lap. It was old, and the writing on the binding was illegible, but it held together well. I was confident I'd be able to read the contents, too. Good. It's written in the script of the Heights. I wanted to start reading immediately and opened the heavy cover. Wow, the first recipe was scrambled eggs. The instructions were clear and simple, but the margins were still filled with a large amount of handwritten notes. I checked the next recipes. All the margins were filled with handwritten comments. I've seen this handwriting before. It's Adage's handwriting. Oh, that's so cute. He's like, I don't care if it tastes good. It's because you just failed so hard at something. Because he was like raking notes and like doing this and like trying to experiment. And he's like, I just can't do it. So, yeah, I don't care if my cooking's good. He does. He totally tried and failed. Oh. Anyway. I had seen it a lot in the medical room. If he's such a diligent learner, why is the taste so bad? Or was his cooking the end result of the self-improvement he'd already done? Either way, I was impressed by the amount of work he'd invested. I've inherited the fruits of all his research into cooking. I hope I can make him nice food one day. I decided to close the book for now and put it into the basket where my bedsheets were kept, taking the sheets out to make my bed. I want to make him happy with good cooking. After all, Adage is my husband? Ugh, just saying it out loud is enough to make me blush. I was disappointed in myself and pulled the sheets over my face. We're just acting like we're married for the others. I'm his assistant. Yes, I'm his assistant. I told myself that a few more times to calm myself down. I was able to talk a lot with him today. What had surprised me was that he had read so many forbidden books in his youth. I had taken him for more of a no-nonsense kind of man. I wonder why he was exiled to the depths. I mean, he read a lot of banned books. God knows what else he did. He had told me it had to do with his job as a doctor, but that didn't help me at all. I'm guessing I really think it's going to be something stupid like someone died that he tried to save, or maybe he was like, I can't save them. He either refused to save them or he couldn't save them and maybe admitted that he couldn't, and it was somebody high up's relative and they were like, fuck you, you killed them. And it's going to be something bullshit like that where you're going to be like, at least if it was like, well, I was reading banned books. That's technically, it's stupid, but it's against the law. So, I kind of get it. It's stupid. Banning books is kind of stupid. Within reason. I'm sure there are certain things that you were like, no, you should not actually read those demon summoning books. We shouldn't allow people to, that would be bad. But, I'm not allowed to read Harry Potter because it's black magic. That's kind of fucked up. Jesus. But, so, it's a law. It's against the law. I understand there being punishment for it. And apparently all their punishment is throwing you into the depths. But, it's going to be something that's not understandable where, again, even though it's stupid, you're like, it's against the law, so I understand it even though if it's a dumbass rule, it's going to be something you're like, no, that is complete fucking bullshit. What the fuck? Just to make you angry. Just like with us. We are here and that is bullshit. We didn't even get a trial. We didn't kill our fucking parents. Maybe I did. I don't know. But we don't think we did. So. Anyway. Murder. Fraud. Robbery. Obscenity? None of these fit Adage's character. I had to pause and think about the last one, but it was too outrageous for him. The last crime might be his unlawful love. Adage had known a lot about unregulated love. It had also been his idea to be a married couple. It made sense. But who is he in love with? It was rare that only one person was accused of unlawful love. I thought back upon my time as a police officer. Usually a man and a woman had been sentenced together. He must have a partner. Or had a partner. I feel like that wouldn't be it, though. Just because... it could be. That makes our relationship with him, way more fucked up. Because then he's like, yeah, no, I don't love... because I'm in love with someone else who's dead. Which would explain his, just fucking let it go. Don't constantly grieve. Because he didn't know how to deal with it. But Rylith was already sent down here for that. So then it's like, well, you're just recycling the same, plot lines. But... at the same time, then you're like, wow, everybody's here for a lot of fucking fucked up different reasons, but they are a lot of different fucked up reasons that a lot of people are down here, so kind of makes more sense that it'd be something else, but I can't tell. My theories were based on zero evidence. On the other hand, I can't ask him either. I don't have the courage for that. But the idea that he had a partner still makes me feel fuzzy. I sighed in the darkness. It would kind of, again, I feel like it would be an interesting plot line for him because it goes back to all of his, you can't just hang on to the past, like, whatever, you have to get over it. And you'd be like, oh, but you're not. And that, it's like he's telling himself that. But at the same time, so you're like, oh, that'd be kind of like, I could see that fitting in his character. But at the same time, you're like, well, that kind of sucks for us, because then you're just literally pining over your lost love. And we're just, everybody in reality, when you meet someone, has had someone that they've broken up with. But if you met someone and they were like, I'm still just pining over my lost love, you're like, I'm just going to need you to, okay, I'm going to move on, because you at some point have to let go and move on. It's a little different when it's somebody who's like husband or wife passed away, because you're like, they were an important part of your life and you would still be with them. And, you know, but it's different when, oh yeah, no, you still obviously loved your deceased spouse or whatever, but you've moved on and accepted they're gone, and I want to move on with my life and maybe start a new life with somebody else. You can still love that person that's gone. You know what I mean? And love a new person. But there's that fine line between I've moved on and like, yes, I still remember my deceased spouse, and like, you'll never live up to her. And I just feel like in these games, it's always like when it's the long lost love route, and it's like, it's always they're pining over them still. And you're like, so that makes me feel like shit about myself. It's not like, no, I mean, she died and that sucks. And like, but I've moved on. And like, they're not obsessed with this person. They're always obsessed with the person, and it just makes me feel icky, because it's not healthy. Like, if you're with someone who's obsessed with an ex, it's not healthy. You can talk about them, but not like constantly. Like, oh my God, you know what Becky would do? Becky wouldn't have cooked like that. I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up about Becky, okay? Like, so that makes me feel icky already if that's the case with this, because I feel like then we're just gonna be like a replacement for Becky, and he's going to be pining over her, and we'll be like, well, he'll never love me the way he loved her. I'm going to need you to leave for Elk Creek then. Just saying. That's just my thoughts on that. Anyway. Well, I shouldn't brood on it. Like, I shouldn't brood on all the points in this. We took like 2 minutes of the game and 30 minutes of me, like an hour of me talking about random shit, but it didn't seem like Adage wanted to discuss the Heights. He probably didn't want to talk about his crime either. Everyone has things they don't want to talk about. It wasn't good to poke for them. What's important isn't the past, it's the present and the future. That's also a good point. He doesn't want to talk about it, so it could definitely be something like that, you know? Or it could have just been somebody died that he could have saved. I would hope it's more that than the lost love type of thing. I don't know. I decided that I didn't want to ponder a past I knew little about, but that I had to trust Adage. It was surely the right path for me. I mean, we're stuck here, so. Well, it's not his route. Interesting. I thought we were going to have a little part with him. Huh. Anyway, I'm going to stop this part here, and we'll continue in the next part. Our next choice is where we're supposed to save for our safety, but I'll wait till we get to that. So we'll probably have to save in the middle. Well, it'll literally probably be like 2 seconds in, but whatever. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.